Have you ever thought about how climate change is affecting places we rarely think about, like Antarctica? It's not just about rising temperatures. The consequences of its melting ice could impact us all in ways we can't even imagine. Antarctica, the frozen continent at the bottom of the world, plays a crucial role in regulating Earth's climate patterns. The ice sheets covering most of its landmass act as a massive mirror, reflecting sunlight back into space and keeping our planet cool. Without Antarctica, our planet would be a much warmer place. Fact: the Antarctic ice sheet is the largest single mass of ice on Earth, covering about 98% of the continent. Fact: the ice sheet has an average thickness of over 2 kilometers, with some areas reaching up to 4.9 kilometers at their thickest points. By studying Antarctica's climate, scientists can gain valuable insights into the Earth's history and the consequences of climate change. The unique environment also provides an ideal setting for conducting climate research, free from human interference and pollution. As a result, Antarctica has become an important hub for climate scientists from around the world. Dr. Fabian Dablander, a postdoctoral researcher at the Institute for Biodiversity and Ecosystem Dynamics at the University of Amsterdam, says of the urgency of climate research.
Climate change is an existential threat to humanity. To secure a livable future, each of us needs to ask ourselves, how can I best contribute at this crucial moment in human history? Scientists are well placed to help tackle climate change beyond conducting academic research.
Despite its importance, Antarctica is often overlooked in mainstream discussions about climate change. This oversight is understandable, given the continent's remote location and inhospitable climate. However, it's essential to recognize the critical role Antarctica plays in the global climate system and the devastating impact climate change has on this fragile ecosystem. Professor Matt King, a polar geodesy expert at the University of Tasmania, has been heavily involved in researching the polar regions, especially Antarctica. He uses satellite observations and geophysical techniques to understand ice sheet dynamics and their impact on sea levels. His work has led to a deeper understanding of how rapidly melting ice in Antarctica can influence global sea levels. Professor King says of the criticality of the ice sheets on regulating the climate,
Antarctica's ice sheets are vital to regulating the Earth's climate and oceans. If they collapse, we'll see significant sea level rise impacting millions of people living in coastal areas. I'd also like to highlight that melting ice sheets disrupt ocean circulation, which is crucial for transporting heat, carbon, and nutrients around the globe, threatening marine ecosystems, global fisheries, and food security.
the effects of climate change on Antarctica are far-reaching and alarming. The West Antarctic ice sheet, which contains enough water to raise global sea levels by several meters, is melting at an unprecedented rate. As the ice melts, it contributes to rising sea levels, threatening coastal cities and low-lying areas around the world. Satellite images have captured the alarming rate of glacier retreat in recent years, exposing rock formations that have been hidden for millions of years. This rapid melting has significant implications for global weather patterns, as the influx of fresh water from the melting ice disrupts ocean currents and alters the distribution of heat around the globe. One of the most concerning aspects of climate change in Antarctica is the potential for abrupt and irreversible changes. The Larsen C Ice Shelf, which collapsed in 2017, serves as a stark reminder of the devastating consequences of climate-driven changes. As the ice shelf disintegrated, the Larsen C Ice Shelf has revealed a fascinating hidden ecosystem that had been buried under ice for thousands of years. When the massive iceberg A68 broke away from the ice shelf in July 2017, it exposed around 2,240 square miles, or 5,800 square kilometers, of seafloor that had been hidden for up to 120,000 years. Scientists are excited about this discovery because it provides a unique opportunity to study an ecosystem that has been isolated from sunlight and minimal ocean currents for so long. Marine biologist Susan Grant from the British Antarctic Survey described it as a fantastic, unknown area for scientific research. The newly exposed seafloor is expected to undergo significant changes as sunlight and nutrients become available, potentially leading to the colonization of new species. This discovery is also significant for conservation efforts, as the area has been designated as a special scientific study zone by the Commission for the Conservation of Antarctic Marine Living Resources, prohibiting commercial activities like fishing and tourism for an initial period of 2 years. In East Antarctica, the ice sheet's stability is of particular concern. Scientists have discovered lakes and rivers beneath the ice, which accelerate its melting and contribute to sea level rise. The East Antarctic ice sheet is comparable in size to the West Antarctic ice sheet and has the potential to raise global sea levels by several meters if it were to melt completely. The impact of climate change on Antarctica's wildlife is equally concerning. As the ice melts, penguin habitats are disappearing, pushing these iconic birds to the brink of extinction. The decline of krill populations, which are a crucial food source for many Antarctic species, has far-reaching implications for the entire ecosystem. Andrea Piñones, a marine scientist with the Center for Advanced Studies in Arid Zones, discusses Antarctic krill populations.
Climate change is causing a decline in Antarctic krill habitat by altering water temperatures and sea ice coverage. These changes are expected to shrink krill habitat by up to 80% by the end of the century, which could have a ripple effect throughout the entire marine food chain. Krill are a crucial food source for many Antarctic species, including whales, penguins, and seals, so their decline could have far-reaching consequences for the ecosystem.
The discovery of Thwaites Glacier's vulnerability has sent shockwaves through the scientific community. This massive glacier, known as the Doomsday Glacier, has the potential to raise global sea levels by several feet if it were to collapse. The glacier's instability is a stark reminder of the catastrophic consequences of climate change and the urgent need for action. The scientific community has sounded the alarm, warning about the devastating consequences of inaction. Governments and international organizations are beginning to respond, investing in climate research and conservation efforts in Antarctica. The Protocol on Environmental Protection to the Antarctic Treaty aims to protect the continent's fragile ecosystem and promote sustainable development. However, despite these efforts, more needs to be done. International cooperation and collective action are essential to mitigating the effects of climate change in Antarctica and around the world. The clock is ticking, and we must take immediate action to reduce greenhouse gas emissions and transition to renewable energy sources. The fate of Antarctica serves as a stark reminder of our collective responsibility to protect the planet. The consequences of climate change are far-reaching and devastating, but by working together, we can mitigate its impact and ensure a sustainable future for generations to come. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to share your thoughts on climate change in the comments below. If you want to learn more about environmental issues, be sure to check out our other videos.